On Saturday, November 19th, the third annual Phenomenal Caribbean Men's Symposium will be taking place at the Monbruce Pastoral Center from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. All men are invited to participate in discussions and listen to speeches which will be taking place revolving around men's issues and men's emotional well-being. The symposium is hosted by VF Inc. in conjunction with Carryman and the Bureau of Gender Affairs. Valda Henry, CEO of VF Inc., shared what attendees can hope to gain based off of the past symposiums.
In the past, a lot of it has come from men having to deal with the absence of their fathers. You know, absentee fathers is a big issue. But oftentimes when we focus or we speak about absent fathers, we think about the impact of absent fathers on children, on women, on the girl children in particular. But what this has shown really, that absent fathers impact all children, girls and boys. And maybe when we think about it, maybe boys even more than girls. Because somehow there is a greater support and a network for girls. Because everybody knows their father is absent and they try to, kind of provide a little buffer. With boys, we expect that boys will be boys and eventually will take care of themselves. But what I think has come out, especially last year, because one of the speakers had not seen his father in 56 years. And, he used that in a way to make sure he didn't repeat the mistake of his father, to ensure he was a good to his mother, so he was a good son and a good husband. But what we saw from the sharing, and I mean at that symposium, men cried openly, and it hits me then that these wounds sometimes last a lifetime.
And Henry believes that men's emotional health affects their ability to be loving boyfriends, husbands, and fathers, and thus their well-being is critical for the well-being of the community. And she expects issues such as sexual and physical abuse and the role of fathers to be touched on at the symposium in light of preceding events this year.
This year, because of we had this scandal earlier in the year where, the issue of an underage girl and prominent men of society. And what I said then, because I have written on that before, that is just a tip of the iceberg. But because it was prominent people, it made a big issue. But for years, sexual abuse of young girls has been the biggest form of abuse in Dominica. We had a recent incident with this video that's viral. And while yes, a lot of people, people are focusing on, was it the father, was it not the father, so on. For me, that video is of great concern because it speaks of a wider issue. Yes, it speaks about how we discipline children, but it also speaks about the role of parents in the lives of their children. That for me is the biggest takeaway from this.
And Henry hopes the cycle of suffering can be broken by having men openly discuss such difficult issues at the symposium and by sharing their own personal pain, allowing their wounds and by extension the country's to start healing.
Until we acknowledge a problem, we can never solve it. Until we acknowledge an issue, we're not ever going to address it. And I think what the symposium provides an opportunity is to begin to open the discussion on the issues affecting men by men.
And the theme of this year's symposium is Living to Impact, Creating Your Legacy.